Hello and welcome back to Blue Fig Longevity. I'm Dr. Farrukh. I'm a board certified primary care physician that's been in practice for over 20 years. Over the years, I've learned from my patients and medical journals that I've read things that keep people healthy, keep people living longer, keep people alert, vibrant, still able to work in their 80s and 90s, and free of chronic diseases. Lifestyle habits that keep my patients away from developing high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease. On this channel, while I'm not your doctor, I like to educate everyone on what I've learned, what my patients have taught me, things that can help you. I started posting videos about 3 months ago. Today, I'd like to review the most important contents of the videos as a summary, as a review, and as a reminder. So far, I've published about 45 videos. Today's video will be a review. As a reminder, on this channel, we're talking longevity. I'm going to be sharing with you evidence-based strategies to support your physical, mental, and your biological well-being. That is longevity. Okay, so let's start with some definitions. In the longevity world, calendar age or chronological age is your age defined by how many candles are on your birthday cake. What we like to focus on is your health span, which is also known as your biological age, or how long you get to live free of chronic diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, and heart disease, and how long you are alert, vibrant, and social. There are 6 basic pillars of longevity. Your daily longevity prescription: eat a healthy plant and protein-based diet with a variety of foods that have multiple colors. We have a video on that. Make sure that you're moving on a daily basis, walking, exercising, stretching. Make sure you're getting good quality sleep and plenty of it. We usually recommend 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, socializing. It is so important to feel like a part of your community, whether it's your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers. Socializing and having good social networks and having good social support is essential. Reducing your stress, being mindful of stress, and doing things like meditation to control your stress is also very important. We can't control the stress that comes into our lives, but we can control what we do about the stress. And I'm a big fan of meditation. And going to see your primary care doctor on a regular basis, just going to see your dentist for preventative health for your teeth. We recommend that you see your primary care doctor on a regular so that we can do blood tests, we can do physical exams, we can check your skin, your heart, and your lungs. We can go over your lab tests, and we can give you preventative immunizations and order preventative tests. People that eat vegetables tend to do better. People that eat a healthy diet, it affects your gut and how you process the food that you eat. We also recommend eating fiber, which is like a prebiotic and a probiotic. Your diet does lead to longevity. Here are videos I've done on sleep and how not getting enough good quality sleep can affect your brain and your nervous system, your respiratory system, how your hormones are produced and regulated, how it affects your bones and your joints, how it affects inflammation. Inflammation causes a lot of problems in our bodies, how it affects our heart, our gut, and our reproductive system. Social connections are important. As you can see on the top right there, those are the conditions that can happen when you feel lonely or you don't have strong social relationships. And then there are studies that I show you there on the bottom right on how lack of socializing can lead to inflammation, which can make chronic diseases appear or get worse. Stress. Now, you might say, Doc, how do I avoid stress? I don't create stress. Stress just comes to me from work, family, friends. That's true. You can't control the stress that comes your way, but you can control what you do about it. On the top right, you can see all the ill effects of having stress in your life. And I do recommend exercising regularly to combat the effects of stress. These two things, exercising and meditating, have been proven to help reduce the ill effects of stress and help you with your longevity. So when you're talking about evidence or you're looking for proof or you want to see it in writing, gosh, I wish I had a nickel for every study that's come out over the years on the benefits of moving your body, exercising regularly. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association. Exercise is important. And when I say exercise, I'm not talking about climbing up Mount Everest, running a marathon, or riding your bike 100 miles. I'm talking about just simply walking. I prefer walking about 30 minutes to 60 minutes in the morning after having a big glass of water, getting some direct sunlight. It helps you with your circadian rhythm, so you end up sleeping better. You end up getting into a fat loss state when you walk first thing in the morning. Now, when it comes to supplements, I don't recommend too many. I recommend getting the ingredients in supplements from regular healthy foods like tree nuts, lentils, and beans. I recommend eating fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut and yogurt. And I also recommend lots of fiber to keep your gut healthy. We recommend that you see your primary care doctor on a regular basis. During those visits, we'll do blood tests, we'll do physical exams, and we'll recommend immunizations and other tests that you need to help you prevent worsening conditions, chronic diseases, or any diseases in general. There you see me getting my very first COVID shot a number of years ago. I share this slide because I have a lot of patients who tell me, Doc, my dad had high blood pressure, my mom had diabetes, my family has these conditions, and that's why I have it. And they're right. Genetics do play a part, but genetics is not your destiny. I'm sure if you really look, your father or your mother who had these diseases probably did not do the lifestyle changes that I recommend. They probably didn't exercise. They probably didn't eat right. They probably didn't know that diet and exercise make a difference. But now you do. And our studies have proven that daily habits help you maintain your health. It truly just takes small steps to live a life of longevity. Healthy aging isn't about perfection, and it doesn't mean you have to start at a young age. You can start at any age, but small, consistent daily habits that you can put into action today will give you lifelong benefits. It'll help you feel better. I hope you enjoyed the review of the videos that I've published over the last 3 months. If you like this content, please hit the like button. If you like the contents of this channel, please subscribe to it. And most importantly, if you know anybody that would benefit, please share this channel. While I'm not your doctor, I do love teaching what I have learned to help you live a life of longevity.